And we're back with some more Avorion, whatever. Now, a brief forward. I kind of got sucked into this game just a little bit too much. I'm going to be doing an episode on it Monday and Tuesday, and then we'll be right back to Oni on the Thursday and Fridays. I'm actually going to do 2 episodes of Oni Thursday and Friday to make up for it, but it's just right now, I can't stop playing this game. It's got its hooks in me. I can't stop. Apologies. This is our new brick. Actually, sorry, it's not a brick. I've been advised that having, proper names on our ships and giving them personalities is better. So while it does look like a brick, its real name is Delicate Unicorn. So Delicate Unicorn here. Well, I took them out for a test drive and they immediately got their asses kicked because I hadn't scaled them up enough. But that put us way back on the map, like just miles back. We're back in the starting sectors. This is our starting sectors. It turns out the shipyard I was linked to is back here, so never mind. So I've decided, let's go pick a fight with some of the local pirates using, oops, I think the point defense fired, or was that, no, that was the railgun. Hey, look, it's an enemy ship, and the enemy ship is dead. Oh my god. Hey buddy, how you doing? Let's just let the point defense shoot at him for a bit. Yeah. Oh, and the railgun. There's an automated railgun and some point defense on this thing, and it shreds. Yeah, never mind, let's just kill everything real quick. And sector cleared. And our relationships with an organization have improved. Well, we don't really care about them anyway. Alright, with that done, there is a couple of things we can check out that I should have really known already that is quite good for making money and getting resources. The first is this thing in here, subsystems. We have installed the COS object detector. Now, this is very important because it shows you claimable asteroids, flight recorders, and treasures, and a whole bunch of other stuff on the map. All you do is you hold down the shift key and press this objects detection button up here. I'm sure there's a hotkey for it. And then it does this detection sweep. And you see these orange boxes? They're objects of interest. So let's go and grab the nearest one, which is, I think, this one? Yeah, this is 4.7 kilometers away. Where are you? You are a beacon? Okay, the beacons I'm new with. Beacon, mayday, mayday. We were ambushed and our hyperdrive is no longer end of message. Oh, so this is like a thingy-what's-it that people use to... Never mind. This over here, though, is something different. Let's see. Let's go around that for a bit. This little box here. This is a loot crate. Ooh, it's a traveler stash. I haven't seen one of these before. We can open it up, and it gives us a bunch of stuff. So we got a velocity security bypass, an advanced trading subsystem, and about 63,000 credits. And building knowledge tier 1 exotic. Okay. This is also how you can get that stuff. Our next stash contains money and a flawless double chain gun rare. Well, okay, that's nice. There's also a secret stash in this location. What do you got for us? Turret control subsystem, exceptional, hyperspace interrupter, legendary, and 63,000 credits. This stuff is actually really profitable. I should have came here with the titanium face guy, the murder face. They totally would have had a field day right here. And I believe there is one last thing left. Let's do another quick scan. Ah, yes, there is this asteroid over here, which we are going to go and have a look at. In fact, let's just autopilot our way there so we don't have to bother navigating. Now, you might have seen some of these really large asteroids around. It turns out, if you get nice and close to them, that's close enough, stop. You can interact with them, and if you interact, you can claim the asteroid. Yeah, they all look roughly the same as this, which makes claiming them quite handy. Now, you can use this to build stuff on, or you can sell it. Some organizations will actually buy them off you. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll keep this one for now, but they're definitely worth money. Let's get out of here and head to the next sector. What I've been doing is going around and finding those yellow blips. Yep, there's another one right there. Oh my god, there's so many of them. And basically just clearing them out for funs and giggles. Why not? We have found ourselves a beacon, and it's given us a mission. Operation Exodus. Be wary of pirates. What we are holding is of near infinite value. Like the sound of infinite value. We've added it to our little mission list up here. So we need to head to sector 29X. Minus 316. Where is that? Oh, it's all the way over here. That's a distance. Oh, well. Let's start heading that direction, I suppose. We'll start heading right. Though I should probably upgrade the jump drive to something a little bit more substantial. We got a boss ship, a pirate mothership. No, we can't hail them. Let's go shoot them up. Yeah, let's get within range and start blasting. How are you immune? What? Well, that's a problem. They seem to be immune to everything we're throwing at them. Pirate mothership. Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna kill all the little sub-minions and then see what happens. Alright, we got every single one of the extras. Now let's see if you're still immune to damage. Ah! Yeah, I've played me enough games to know what you do. We're actually out of weapons, that's okay. Our shields are still holding just fine. Fine, fine. Let the weapons cool down for a bit. There we go. Now you better drop some good loot. Ooh, that's a lot of loot. Let's see if we get anything good out of this. That all looks... Yeah, long-range double point defense cannon, elite quadra-bolter, exceptional. Oh my god, all this stuff is iron. Yeah, we are totally in the wrong area. We can recycle those though. It turns out there's ways to recycle all those old parts that you don't need anymore. You can take all the iron guns, and if you combine a bunch of them, I think 5 of them together, you can make an upgraded gun. And take 5 of those and upgrade them again. It allows you to get high-end weaponry by just going around killing stuff, taking their weapons, and then combining them together to make better weapons. But before we move on to that quest, I would like to scale us up a bit. I went off and did a little bit of mining on the side just to grab us the necessary resources, because I want to increase the size of our ship. The problem we face is we don't have enough, where is it? Subsystem space. So to get more subsystems, we need more ship. Now, you can use that smart hull parts thing, but that's, where is it? Yeah, smart hull increases your processing power a lot more than regular hull. However, it doesn't really give you anything else. It's a sort of a trap. Early on, it might be useful if you want lots of subsystems, but realistically, you just want more ship with more power and more everything. So we're going to scale up a bit. We can't scale up to 200%, but I think we can do 150. Yeah, we could. In fact, how high could we go? Ooh, actually, you know what? Let's keep it at 150. Nice round numbers is good. Actually, 152% looks better. That gives us 190, 194, 198. That seems reasonable. Oh, the iron is in there because you've got an inertia nullifier built in, and weirdly enough... Ooh, it's chunkier. Weirdly enough, when it comes to the inertia nullifier, the only material that can build it is iron so far. You can't get it in titanium, you can't get it in nanonite, trinium, or xanoi, or whatever. You still have to get oggonite. You know what? We'll worry about that later. There we go. Much chunkier looking, and that opens up 3 more slots for upgrades, which is excellent, because there's one I really want to put in. Where is it? Ah, yes. 4-5 hyperspace to enhance Mark 3, plus 5 to jump range. That, very useful. Let's install that permanently as well. That's going to drastically increase our jump range. What's our jump range at now? Oh, look at that, which is good, because we got to get all the way over to there. Hopefully we'll get some wormholes along the way. Ooh. Now, we do have some other space, so I suppose we could stick in some other things. We'll put in a little bit of hacking software as well. We might find a use for that, though I really have to find some better hacking software. I've already seen some security level 7 crates. So, that would... you know what? Worry about it later. Let's continue with our mission. Ooh. Boss Swoks? Okay, I think I found... I've been trying to find this boss pirate guy, and I think we've run into him. Well, hello there. Who might you be? I can ask... You have not heard of me yet. I am Boss Swoks the Third, Scourge of the Outer Sectors. You will get to know me soon enough. You have 2 choices. You can choose to pay... What? Or you can choose to die. Well, I will kill you. Is there a third alternative? No. Okay, then I'll kill you. Is there really no third alternative? No. Why no third alternative? Because I said so. Enough stupid questions. Die. Well, that was, interesting. Well, So where's Boss Swoks? You know what? Well, hey, looks like that's him over there. Ooh. These guys... That sounds like a missile. Let's maybe burn a little bit. Ooh. 3 torpedoes incoming. They really do not like me. Okay, who's the closest? Okay, Boss Swoks is the closest again. I'd prefer not to fight him, so we'll pick off people around the edges. Right. Now, hopefully we can kill 1 person per pass. Our armor should be incredibly tough. You die. Wow, these guys are actually not too easy. I've been kind of used to slaughtering our way through all the pirates that show up. Ooh. Thank God for point defense. Ooh, here's another one. Our armor plating is actually holding... Our missiles are... Not our missiles. Our shields are holding up really well. Oh, you are way too close, buddy. Like, we are tanking this like a boss. I suppose we've kind of over-leveled for this part of the game, but it is what it is. No. Swelks, I'm going to leave you to last. Nuclear torpedo. Nuclear? Okay. Let's avoid face-tanking the nuclear torpedoes if at all possible. And I would really like to stop them firing those because it's the annoying beeping sound that gets to me more than the explosions. Okay, buddy. Let's see what you're made of. You're actually pretty tanky. Nice ship. That actually looks really cool. Thankfully, we're very heavily armored. Ooh! Now, hopefully there's some good stuff that comes out of this guy. Find a mysterious artifact. I think we got... Is there someone still alive shooting at us? Buddy. Stop that. It's just, you're embarrassing us. Find a mysterious artifact. Must select find Zolstan artifact. Legendary found. Force cannon exotic. Ooh. Let's see what nice goodies we've got our hands on. Well, okay, we had over-leveled a bit for this, so a lot of the stuff we got was, well, horrendous. However, this is not. It's a legendary card, and it gives you 10 armed turret slots. That's incredible. That's insanely incredible. Armed turret slots plus 10, auto turret slots plus 6. For, you know, perspective here, our normal subsystems give us, where is it? This is a turret control subsystem. Exceptional gives us plus 4. This one gives us plus 6 armed turret slots, and this one is also exceptional. So a 6 gives us plus 6 defensive, or 6 armed turret slots. This thing gives us all of, like, plus 10? And I don't even think it has a power cost. It doesn't even require a permanent install. That's 10 extra turret slots on our... Oh, okay, that's excellent. That was totally worth coming out here and hunting him down for. Alright, buddy. Thank you for that. We're going to collect the last of the goodies. Ooh, what's that over there? Along the way, we have decided to take our new ship for a bit of a spin and get something a little bit closer to the core. This is where we were fighting before. Now we're fighting down here, which is about halfway between where we died and where we were slaughtering stuff. There's a pirate shipyard here, so... Let's go kick the snot out of some of them, or at least try. They're also going to have missiles and other nasty things, so hopefully our weapons do okay. We actually have the ability to mount more turrets, we just don't have any worth mounting right now. Under the weapon slots here, if we go by material, we have some... Actually, we have a few titanium weapons, but all the rest are iron. Actually, get rid of this for a second. Ooh, double anti-mortar. Sorry about that, we had to permanently install that mod, that rare artifact one. Done. Oh, wow. Look at the size of that cannon. Right, anyone else got any good guns on here? Regular plasma cannon? We'll chuck you on. Prime force cannon? No. Elite purifying miner? Fierce laser titanium? Well, sure, why not? We'll stick on a fierce titanium laser on the edge. Long range double bolter, except, you know what, all of these things are pretty terrible. Precise double chain gun, ugh. All of them are incredibly short range as well. Superior minigun. Off you go. You guys are not going to do well here, but I really want to see what the... Let's set that double mortar to auto fire. What you can do here is go in... Where's your double mortar? Oh, we need more gunners. Damn it, I didn't bring enough gunners. Never mind, we had a few spares, so we've got the double anti-mortar on auto fire. You can set different things to auto fire where they fire themselves and you don't have to do anything. We'll see how that works out for us, but I'm hoping that cannon gives a big boom when it goes off. Alright, let's get a little bit closer. Pirate ship, whatever. Hostile at war. Let's blow him up and see what happens. Come here. Oh! Whoa. I need another one of those cannons. Those things are awesome. Oh my god! I need more cannons in my life. That thing just wrecks face. And from distance. Anyone alive? Hey, they've sent reinforcements. Cannon? Would you like to... What the... There's also friendlies that have come in? Civilian ships traders are avoid this until peace has been restored. That's nice, but Let's see if we can't get a little bit closer and get some shots off. No one do any friendly fire. God damn it, I think they're going to take care of the problem here, and we're not going to get to kill any of them. No, they're dead. These guys are just killing all my fun here. Damn it, I was really hoping to get more practice with that cannon. On to the next sector. Not really getting much of a chance to try out this cannon to... Oh, Jesus. That cannon shreds things. I kind of want to get my hands on a bunch of cannons, but unfortunately that's the only one we've got so far. Maybe we'll get a few more. I'm just going to go around deeper and deeper killing pirates and hopefully getting our hands on another cannon. Alright, where's the next pirates that are around here? I'm pretty sure there was a few more. Excellent. Let's go see if we can't kill a few of them. Oh! You guys just... You're out of your depth. I found some places where there was tougher pirates, where they don't get one-shot by the cannon. But these guys do not seem to be in that category. No, let's just get in closer. Our weapons are all over the place, so... When we aim, some of the weapons would hit, others will be miles off because of the weapon travel speed, or the projectile travel speed. We're best off just getting within a kilometer or so, and then just opening up. A couple of kilometers is good. And... shredded. That's a sector clear. Nothing left alive. Well, looks like we've come a little deeper in. How is that get... Wow. And the cannon is now not nearly as powerful anymore. Leave immediately or pay the price. Or we could just keep shelling you from a distance. You don't seem to want to move. What else is in this sector? We have jumped from here to onto here, because why not? We might as well see if we can take on something a little bit tougher in this ship. Plus, we want to get our hands on better weapons. The only weapons we're finding where we are is, well, terrible stuff. Yeah. How are you doing? You're eating those cannon shots like a champ, man. You just ate them like a pancake. Okay, your shields are a little bit scratched, but I really want to invest in a whole bunch of those cannons just to play around them. The railguns or the cannons seem like the most fun so far. Yeah, okay, they do have that overheat issue, and you gotta point them in the right direction, and if things get too close, you're in trouble, but it might be a fun thing to try. Well, it turns out once their shields go down, they fall very quickly to the cannon. Oh my god, it takes us forever to kill that guy. You. How do your shields compare against our weaponry? Well, your shields get stripped off. I think we need something that's a little better against the hull. Oop, cannon fills that role if it can fire in time. But the shields tend to go down and get shredded. Just everything after that is a problem for us. Who else is left? Oh, there's one. Okay, you're a little bit tougher. Let's maybe boost away from those incoming enemies. We'd like to get some range and see. Also, I'm pretty sure we picked up some nice weapons there. Or did we? Nope, not seeing anything too crazy. Basically, tritium or nanonite. That stuff's pretty low end. Well, how many are we facing? Enough that it's mildly uncomfortable. Let's pick one on the edge, maybe. You. And the cannons decided that you also need to get shot. Ow. I would really like some longer range weaponry so we don't have to eat so many shots. That was unfortunate, and now we've got 2 torpedoes incoming. I'm pretty sure the torpedoes are doing a lot of damage when they hit. Alright, you appear to be out on your own lonesome. You appear to be firing a torpedo at us. Okay, fine, you. We'll grab you. Hopefully we can mess you up badly before anyone else, too many, come in to help you out. Or not. Damn it. Ooh, okay, I'm going to spend a while chewing these down and hopefully getting a decent weapon or two out of them. So after playing for a while longer, I'm beginning to understand that combat is not really the profitable way to go. The thing is, you don't get enough resources out of it, and you don't get enough weapons. The weapons you get, they're not good enough to kill the next level of enemies. You need to actually buy better weapons. And what I've discovered is you can just go to, say, a turret factory. And yeah, this this seems kind of broken, but you can build your own turrets. So, for example, just say we wanted railguns. Yeah, there we go. Railguns. We want a fine railgun, or yeah, we'll take a fine railgun. Thank you kindly. That looks pretty good. Its DPS per slot is 128. Now I've put in I've added on a little thing here in the settings so that it shows you DPS per turret slot, because sometimes having like this thing takes up 3 slots. Some guns only take up 1, some take up 2, some take up 4, and knowing how much damage you're getting per slot on your ship is usually more valuable than knowing how much damage a system does. You want to know how much you're getting per slot because that's the real limiting factor. Anyway, point being, these things here can be boosted if you want to build this turret. Like, it currently costs 1.9 million, but if we say, crank that up a bit, we can increase the rate of fire. You can see the burst DPS going up and down, but we don't really care about it. Let's try, electromagnetic charges. That upgrades the damage per shot. So we crank that up, and suddenly we're looking at much higher damage levels. The electromagnets increases the range, so we'll just crank that up a bunch. All the way, thank you very much. Ghost blocks, they increase damage as well, and high pressure tubes. You know what? That also increases range. And let's cram on the servos anyway. So now what we've got is a railgun that has an average DPS of 616 or 205 DPS per slot. Has a damage per hit of 1,035 and fires like 2 shots at a time. Has burst damage of 1,600. Whew, will overheat very quickly though. Namely, you put the rate of fire up so high. However, this is going to cost us 1.9 million to build. A whole bunch of these pieces of equipment which we'll have to buy, which will be quite expensive. So it's going to cost millions. We need money. We just need gobsmackingly large amounts of money. So we're right back to where we were, which is we need to build it, get as much money as possible, as quickly as possible. Which brings us back to miners. Alright, so this thing over here is our new little miner design. Let's enter this here and go with the mining missions. The mining missions aren't nearly as profitable further out. You're better off doing manual mining. But out here, this thing's actually a pretty good miner. Let's just put it right on top of where we are right now. You see here, this is the only number that counts down here, 30k. We'll ignore all the rest and just take this as the baseline. That 30k from the Zanion. That is what we really care about. That gives us the most money or most bang in return for our buck. All the other stuff would be really nice. So we can get 30k, and the reason for that is we have 34% yield for the area, 72% for damage efficiency, 100% for cargo space, and nothing for simultaneous mining. Yeah, we can come back to that one. That one's to do with fighters. That we'll actually get around to later. First, we've got to get a bunch of money before we can get into the fighters. It's a bootstrap problem. Anyway, cargo space. Just have a bunch of cargo space on your ship. Gives you a good multiplier. Easy peasy. Damage efficiency. This is to do with the miners on your ship. For example, we've got 72% on this. If we go back in here, go into the build, and we have, seems about 3 miners is the sweet spot. If we delete one of these miners and go back out again, go to the map, and you see, where is it? We've dropped to 63% efficiency. That's not the end of the world, but it's dropped down some of the efficiency on our lower level minerals. We'd prefer to keep that higher. So the sweet spot I found is about 3 miners of the best quality you can get, and they have to be ore miners. Now, the reason for that is ore miners don't refine stuff. They just give you the raw ore, but when you're doing it on these missions, the ships refine it themselves, so you don't have to worry about it. So, one second while we put this back on. This has a mining efficiency of 74%, so we chuck that back on there, and that'll plop everything back up to the way it was. This seems to be at the perfect amount, is about 3 turrets. Any more than that, you're not getting any return on investment, and they're hard turrets to find. Now, we could make turrets, but that costs a whole bunch of money, so no. We have to find the turrets because it's far cheaper, and we can afford to do that and get more ships out faster. As well as that, you stick on guns onto these things now. The reason for that is, well, if you put guns on them, they're able to defend themselves a bit, and they're far less likely to get ambushed. Also, it gets rid of that exclamation mark where people come looking for them. So you want enough guns that the exclamation mark symbol goes away. We'll do more on that in a minute. And then, finally, you need a captain. So, in this instance, you get a miner captain. Faster completion of commands, this one. Lower risk of being ambushed. But that gives them slower completion of commands. The two of those kind of cancel each other out, except to get lower risk. And a lower risk of being ambushed and reduced cost of commands. So this is actually a quite good mining captain. Then comes the second part of optimizing this. And what you can do is you could fly out here to the middle of no man's land. This would about triple our mining yield. I carried one of them over there one time just to see, and yet it triples your mining yield putting them over there. Problem is your ambush rates go way up and you can't protect them. However, you can send a ship to escort them, but unless you've got really good damage on the ship, which we can't afford because we can't afford to buy those turrets, you're sending 2 ships to do a job when it just won't work. Well, not for us until we get better turrets. So our best bet, actually, I've discovered from playing around, is put the mining area down about here. You see, Mining yield is determined by area. Area is determined by no man's space. Central faction areas, discovered asteroid fields, mining subsystems. The mining subsystem is basically just an implant we put on this thing. This thing over here, Pro Class OG mining subsystem. This gives us a 6% bonus. The lower ones give us a 4% bonus. Yeah, we've got another one of these in storage. I think, yeah, we got a second one down here, is it? Whatever. Doesn't matter. This thing gives it a nice little bonus to its mining area, which is good for us. The other numbers are all to do with different things. Basically, how many asteroid fields are in this area, how much discovered space is it. See this sort of border? This belongs to a civilized society, therefore we don't get as much out of it. The more out in the sticks you go, the better. However, the more out in the sticks you go, the more likely you are to be ambushed. So, you know, case of how much you can defend your ship with. So that is why our area is that way, where we're getting 46% here, but if we stay closer to the core, we only get 34%. Even if we put it over here, we're still looking at about 35%. So what I found to be the best part is anywhere over here. Well, this is actually as far as we can reach. This gives us about 46%, which gives us good return. Lots and lots of money coming in there. So crank that up to about 3 hours and put it on safe mode. We could go up to 3.5, but that increases ambush probability. So I like to keep it about 3 hours. Seems to be the sweet point for productivity versus return on investment and all that. That's going to give us about, say, 90k here, 70k there. There's actually, let me do a quick napkin math here. My napkin math tells me that's about 3.6 million for the entire mission, so about 1.2 million in resources per hour. And that is mission number 3. So that's 3 of them going on, meaning we're making about 3.6 million every hour, which is, well, pathetically small so far. Now I just gotta find 3 more mining drills and a mining captain and send out another ship. Oh, the first I should point out, we have to build a ship. That's actually incredibly easy. Advanced Miner 4 costs 500 nanonite. We've got a few minerals to go before we get into the really dangerous stuff. Yep, everything is going to be terrible right now, but that's okay. We have save designs in here, and this is Advanced Miner number... yeah, whatever. I think this is the right one. Advanced Miner 11, or was it... yeah, it's the closest one to the top. Yep, that looks about right. Let's see what turrets we have available. First, subsystems. You only need 3 just to get one of these working, which is incredibly cheap, actually. 1 mining subsystem, 1 civilian turret control system, and 1 combat turret control system. Rare is good enough. You don't need exceptional. In fact, you could probably get by with putting in some of the lower levels ones. Then we just stick in whatever stuff we have available in terms of highest DPS. Not our best stuff. We want to save that for our ship, but say tritium is fine. Yeah, you can go on there. And you basically stick on a few of these. Ooh, fierce double repair. Nope. Chain gun. Excellent. Anything that cranks up the DPS numbers is all we care about. Down here you can see 1.3k OM. That's Omicron. It's whatever thing they have for figuring out firepower. Oh, by the way, doesn't matter if you put on a rocket launcher. For example, take this thing. Stick on a rocket launcher. We don't have rockets for this or anything, but still counts for the damage value. So if you have rocket launchers you're not using, you can just chuck them on there, even if they're like, because you're never going to be using them anyway. Game doesn't care that they don't have ammunition for it. Still counts towards the damage. Still don't have any weapons for this though, or mining lasers, but we'll get around to that in a minute. The thing is, we spawned this right beside the shipyard. Reason being is we move at about 75 meters per second right now, and we can't go above that because we have no engineers. So what we immediately want to do is hire crew, come in here, we'll get, say, 10 of you. So, 10 engineers, 5 mechanics. Hire, done. Now all we need to do is get our hands on some gunners, and we're going to be putting on mining turrets, so we're going to need some miners. So for that, we'd go over to the equipment dock. The equipment dock, at least in this sector, always seems to stock the 2 things you're going to be missing at the shipyard, which is gunners and miners. Now, we don't have any miners at the moment installed, so we're going to have to wait and see how many we need. I think it's about 2 we're going to probably need, so let's just grab 3. We can afford it. Perfect. Then we just have to get some mining lasers. 1 second. While we were heading to pick up some mining lasers, we stopped at a mining place. Basically, any territory that has lots of mines in it. And then what we did was we checked in here. Now, this is amazing. This sector thing up here gives you an overview of all the things that are in the system. But not only that, it tells you what goods they have and anything they produce. Also, what they demand. Also gives you a list of crew. So if you want to get your hands on, say, engineers, you know that these 2 places stock engineers, this place stocks mechanics, this place stocks gunners. Also tells you what captains are available. So these green symbols here are captains. Well, they can be different colors, but that mining symbol means there is a mining captain right there. Oh, and one last thing, there's a bulletin boards. This is all basically the pub missions that you get in X4 and stuff like that, except you can just look at them all in one screen and access them from here if you would really like to get them. It just simplifies the whole mission chain thing Oh, so much. It's just incredible. Like, would you like to take this mission? You can simply hop right in here, go to bulletin board, and get a quick look at it. That's 100 million. Ooh, that looks like fun, but no. Anyway, where were we? Ah, yes, this guy. Miner. Hire crew. Having a look at him, this guy is a tier 2 miner. His only negatives are none. Stealthy, lower risk of being ambushed. Intimidating, lower risk of being ambushed, reduced cost of commands. This guy's a level 2 miner, so he's just like, there's no negatives to him at all. We're going to pick him up because we're going to need him for our newest miner. To get mining lasers, what I try and do, it's probably not the smartest thing, but it's the only thing I've found so far, is I position ships in 2 different systems. You could do 5, 10, whatever, but so long as they have an equipment dock. Then I just, well, check to see if they've got mining lasers in these equipment docks. And we're looking for the Xanian ones. Yep, nothing. They have a purifying one, but purifying ones are not what we're looking for. We were looking for the ore miners that give you the raw one. With nothing located, we then hop out. We go to the other location where we've got something waiting. We switch to craft in sector, advanced miner level 4. Switch to it. We have also positioned this near an equipment dock. It somehow got pushed away from it. This happens occasionally when you haven't been there in a while. Yeah, we'll just tractor beam in. Oh god, no, that's too far away. Come here. Then we check this place to see if it has any of the iron mining lasers we're looking for. Nope. Well out of luck. In that case, main menu, time to reload the game. I know restarting the game seems kind of silly, but sometimes you get something like this. Efficient or Delver exceptional. Yeah, 90% efficiency, that's what we're looking for. We shall buy you for, it's rather expensive, but we can afford it. We've got all those miners working. Now we just gotta find a couple more. We actually got 2 very beautiful laser turrets here. These 2 ore miners, they take up 3 slots apiece, and they have quite high efficiency. So with the 2 of those combined, we can go out, make our advanced miner, set it up to go mine, and efficiency-wise, it's looking 84%, which is kind of crazy good. Put it up to 3 hours, safe mode. Oh, make sure you take immediate delivery, otherwise they dump it into your letterbox and you have to collect the stuff manually. I forget that occasionally. I gotta find if there's an automatic way to turn that on. But anyway, we're looking at more money than the last miner with this one. Now this is why we did the bother of going to all the equipment docks, because it's just the fastest way of getting these up and running. There is ways, if you have money, to buy miner drills faster, but it costs money, and you don't have the money to do it until you've got a bunch of miners already functioning. So it's kind of a, yeah, the bootstrap problem in this game is pretty big. Then, yeah, we'll start that guy up. They have 0% chance of getting ambushed. They'll go off and do their thing, and that's another miner out and about. Ooh, who's you? Advanced Miner 1. Oh, you're actually mining normally. You know what? We'll leave you there until we run out of ships. I think we're going to turn all our ships into these sort of things. After spending far too long exiting the game, and not actually playing the game, just refreshing stuff, we've managed to get 7 miners up and running, which is roughly about 8.4 million an hour, which is still not a lot. But maybe let's try some other stuff before the boredom gets to me. It's not boredom, it's the most efficient way to do it, it's just not the most fun. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to grab, there's a claimable asteroid around here that I claimed a while back. Let's go over and visit it and turn it into a mine. Actually, before we go, I should point out, in this sector here, the one we're currently in that I use as sort of my home base type area, they like some things more than others. For example, water, solar cells, steel, and transformators. They're all very popular. They have a plus 30% price point. But they also have platinum and copper down here, and they're pretty easy to get our hands on. So let's go make ourselves a platinum asteroid. This asteroid is in a prime location, and we could sell it for a lot of dough. 913 grand, but we want to found a mine instead. Now there's these 3 weird noble metal mines, and I'm thinking, ooh, there's silver and platinum or gold and platinum. You know what? Gold and platinum. Why not? Let's go all out. It's going to eat half of our money, but let's do it. So we're going to transform this. Action is irreversible, blah, blah, blah. Please enter a name for your mine. So, here it is. Here is our mine. It is, yeah, pretty pathetic. First off, let's, enter the mine. Here we go. T to enter it. And now we're inside our building. This is basically how all starbases work. Let's get rid of this for a second. You can go to trade goods, see how it works in here. We want to, well, this thing doesn't buy anything. It's just a mine, so we want to actively sell the goods it produces. Though we do have to make a few modifications to it. You see, this thing doesn't do anything, even though we've turned it into a mine. We have to actually pay for a bunch of stuff on it. But before we do that, I say we move it about the place. And by move it about the place, I mean we are going to put it into transport mode. Transport mode allows us to move the station. Now let's, well, what we could try and do, which I don't think would work very well, would be grab our delicate unicorn over here, hop into it, and then dock it with this ship, and then try and drag this entire asteroid somewhere. Pretty sure, though, it weighs an awful lot. I'm not sure how well we'd be able to do it. How close do we have to get? Come on. Yeah, I don't think we can. No, this thing is undockable with, unfortunately. But don't worry, I have a plan. Back inside our little mine here, we should probably take care of a few things. One, auto-assign the workforce. This repairs it and keeps the station from disintegrating. Probably an important thing we should have done immediately, but whatever. Next up, we want to go into build mode. This allows us to transform it. Weird thing is there's no real limits on this. So, for example, let's just turn it into an advanced miner. Can't actually move because it's not a ship, but this is technically now a mine. But what we'll do is we'll grab this fellow over here. Gonna cut back into it, and then we're going to get a good location to grapple onto this. You see, on the front of our little ship here, we have installed something that'll block up the front. Oop. See that block right there? That is a docking block. That docking block is going to help us dock with this ship if we get close enough. Yeah, let's just line ourselves up there and hit C. Come on. Slow and steady. Come on. And don't break it. Perfect. And now let's go move this somewhere else. Enter coordinates. Let's get out of here, guys. Let's take this mine somewhere else. I just can't believe that they allow you to do something this dumb. I would prefer if I had to make a giant tug just to pull the asteroid, but I can live with this. I assume it's just stuff they're going to update later. This game has been an update for God knows how long. Anyway, we have arrived on location. Let's put this somewhere close to our other mines. I may have placed a few earlier. Once we have got it into a position we like, we'll use the shift key to move around and select it maybe. Actually, you select that. Undock. Good. But, no. No. Oh. Sorry. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Walk it off. You'll be good. You'll be good. Rightio. Now that we've actually moved it here, it's time to turn it back into a space station. And make a few changes to it so it's actually useful for stuff. So, alright, you weird base. Let's build you into something less, stupid. Ooh, or maybe more stupid. We are going to make a very, very simplistic station. That is the crew quarters. We made it a little bit too large. There's 30 crew on your stations by default, but that can increase or decrease depending on what you need them for. We'll stick in, actually, we'll use the Xanian stuff. We've got plenty of that, and we don't really need it nearly as much as the Trinium. Trinium? Whatever. We'll stick in a generator right there. Let's stick in some shielding. Yeah, shield generator can go right there. Oh, damn it. Yeah, perfect. Shield generator as well. Then cargo bay. I knew I was forgetting something. I need somewhere to store its resources, so perfect. That's a lovely cargo bay. In fact, I think we want more cargo bay. All the cargo bay. You. Yeah, up to about there is perfect. And let's stick one on the bottom as well. There, plenty of cargo space. Then we also need to put, actually armor plating. Why not? Make this thing a little bit tougher. Give me some titanium armor. Everyone else has really nice stations, but I just refuse. It's too much effort. There, half a meter of armor plating. Perfect. Let's just armor plate up our little box. Would you look at that? It's beautiful. Now that is what you call a starbase, or a space station, or whatever. Well, a reasonably efficient one. Now let's stick on some docking pads. I think they're supposed to be small, but oh, yeah, I got these ones facing the wrong way, don't I? Give me a minute. Ooh, yeah, that looks good. One there, another one right there, and yeah, put some on the sides as well. Why not? Okay, it's not pretty, but it should work in theory, and it's not that expensive to make, I'd say. We just have to turn this back into a station again, and this will take 10 minutes before it can do anything. And then let's just make sure there's nothing weird about it. Well, barring the fact that, it's no longer It doesn't look like any of the other star bases in existence. Hey, but as long as it works. Well, it works. That mine is working out very well. In fact, I think that's one of the different mines. All of our star bases that we have made, they all look like sort of rectangles in space, except for that one over there. That one looks like an even bigger rectangle in space. Because, well, it didn't have enough storage. Is this the scrap mine? I think the scrap mine is one of the worst investments I made so far. We can actually check how much money it's made for us by going in here. You can see just how much profit you made of everything. So this thing made about 5 million, and considering the amount of time and money we invested in it, it's barely paying for itself. Actually, I don't think it's even covered its own costs just yet. But these things slowly generate income. It works. It keeps all of our staff paid while they're off on missions. So right now, all of our miners, we are up to 10 of them? Yeah, so we have 10 advanced miners pulling in the resources here. We've got about 40 million credits, and we have 2.2 million of that ore, and we got loads more money in terms of ore as well, so we have plenty of cash to expand this out. In fact, I need to add on about 15 more factories maybe, so I'll probably bankrupt myself doing that. But before we do any of that, I want to upgrade the ship. Delicate Unicorn here has served us well, however, we want to take them to, a larger final form. Let's go over to a shipyard, actually. We can let's edit this sucker. We can edit this by a shipyard. Should have said equipment dock. Equipment dock's allowed to modify your subsystems in case we want to do that. Alright, let me strip this down and show you how you make a unicorn. The whole point of a unicorn is to have everything in a small, self-contained box that you can easily armor up so nothing's sticking out of it. So what we've got here is an engine, 12 by 12 by 4. Now, we're going to make that the core centerpiece of the build for now. We'll make you selected block as root so we can delete this thing off the back end of it. This is going to be 1/3 of our ship. So 1/3 of our ship is the engine, because you want speed. Speed is pretty much the only thing that keeps you alive long term. Now, for crew quarters, we're just going to go with a 4x4 block. Everything is going to be 4x12 sort of thing. So everything fits inside the 12x12 grid, so we stick in our crew quarters over there. We're also going to need a cargo bay. We'll make it all out of tritium because, well, we can afford it at this point. And that was the cargo bay. Yep, so we got our cargo bay, we've got our crew quarters. Then comes the rotational blocks. So you get these things called, gyros arrays. They're sort of like directional thrusters, except they're internal to your ship, so you don't have to leave them on the outside where they can get blown off. Now this will give us left to right, sort of. This one over here, we'll just have to rotate it. Let's say like that. That should give us up and down. And then the final one, damn it, I have to... Yeah, I think I got it. The last one always gets me. This one's green, this one's red, this last one is blue. So, boom, we've now got all directions covered. Then it leaves one last thing. We have to go all the way back up to iron for this one, and it's the inertia dampener. Now, this thing is, well, it stops you. It basically slows you down as you're going along. It's nice to have. What you can do here, weirdly enough, is you can actually kind of glitch into some of this stuff a little bit. So that's going to give us a bit of space. So let's stick that in there, and that gives us a little bit of room to stick in an integrity field generator. Now, these things increase the armor of all your stuff, so it makes them tougher. And we're making one slightly oversized that we could just sort of squeeze in here. And you can see from when we click on the block, actually, let's select this one. You can see that will mean everything inside this area gets armored up better. It saves on a bunch of messing around. Then, energy storage. Now, I'm going to put in energy storage now, as before we put in the energy grid, but that'll all make sense in a second. So, energy container down here. That will be a 12 by 4 by 4. Done. Then we just need a power generator. Again, we're going with the Xanian stuff, or whatever the highest level tech we've got. It's terrible for engines and things like that because of its weight, but it's really good for tech stuff. Now, generator. Perfect. We shall rotate you around, and then we'll spread you out a little bit wider. Generator gets to be 8 by 12 by 4, so it's basically 2 block widths, or 2/3 wide. Then comes the shield generator, and there we'll do a little bit of squeezing. You see, what we can do is maybe squeeze ourselves out a little bit more shield power by phasing the two into each other. I don't know why you're allowed to do this, but if we can do it, I'm going to do it. That's 4.9, that's 5. Does that actually fit? Is that flush? Yep, that is flush. And there we have our unicorn. Well, this is the gooey interior. Now we got to put a few bits on the outside to help finish this off. For our first trick, we're going to use directional thrusters. We're going to make them tiny and thin. We don't need a lot of them. It's just nice to be able to have just a scooch of reverse. A tiny bit of reverse now and then. It can be really helpful. So while that's not going to give us an awful lot of it, it's handy to have. Then, a couple more things we're going to want. This is Hyperspace Core Tech. It comes with a few of the higher end stuff, and it basically gives you a boost to your jump drive range. So when you're on the world map and you want to jump large distances, this will give you a little bit of a boost. Now, it kind of scales terribly, so we're just going to put on a couple of light touches on either side, where this ship is not built in size yet. But that's all of the basics done. It is now covered in everything that we need. Right, next up, armor plating. Now, there's this little thing down here which allows you to choose minimum size. We're going to choose a minimum size of 2. That's what we're going to scale our armor plating to. And that's very thin. However, you got to remember, we're going to scale this whole design up to maximum size at the end of the day, so it doesn't really matter. Now, we're going to make sure, I want to cover all the edges this time. Before, I used to not care so much, but I want to make sure this thing covers every single square inch of this. You see on the top here, you'll notice it's not going to be quite flush with the edges. Even though we're using the same size plating, it's just because we're adding little bits on here and there. So we're going to want to stretch that sucker out just a little bit to make sure that we get everything. It's one beautiful block of unicornness. Just look at it. Now, I know there are prettier ways to make ships that look all sorts of niceness. This is not even trying to make a Borg cube or anything like that. This was just a case of, this crams everything inside armor plating, which means you can't touch any of the innards. It's basically the best way to, like, if you could do a sphere, I think that would be slightly more armor efficient. But yeah, good luck designing a sphere in this game. It's 1/3 engines, and it was always going to be 1/3 power supply, but instead I took that 1/3 of space and divided that into 3 parts. 1 part went towards the shields, 2 parts went towards the power generator. And the middle bit is just for all of your controls and crew quarters and all of that stuff. So very simple, very easy to remember how to build it in my head, and it just means at the end you end up with a nice armor-plated block. However, to put guns on all of these things, you're going to need one thing, and that is, where are the mounts? Turret base. Right, you. We'll rotate you down. And actually, we can make you as thin as possible. We don't care about this. The only reason we want this is the guns can't rest on nothing. The guns have to be on something that's of the same quality. So if we tried to put our guns on top of this thing, it won't work. Actually, give me a minute. And that is what we have ended up with. It's where the weapons are going to go. It's just otherwise we can't mount the Xanian ones up there, or the yellow weapons. They need some surface underneath them that allows them to be mounted. Right, and I made it the full size because I want to make sure it's pretty tough to kill. If it gets blown up, all the turrets would get, well, they don't get destroyed, but they get removed, and then you have to run from combat and reinstall them again. So that should last. And then before we put the guns on, it's time to do a little bit of scaling. Yep, that looks 7 million, yeah, whatever. Yep. Perfect. There we go. It has grown up into a fully realized unicorn. In fact, it can grow bigger. In that case, yes. Can it grow again? No, I think we've actually maxed out on size. I don't think this thing can grow any bigger. And what are we looking at on subsystems? Oh, we now have 2 new subsystem slots open up to us because, well, the ship's bigger. We can't open the last one until we get we research the next material. So we've now got a ship that can support a serious amount of subsystems and firepower. Let me just put some guns on here. We installed all the weapons we could. Well, all the highest DPS per block weapons. We also installed 2 combat turret control systems. Right, we've been running this ship very much, well, let's just say it's got some turret stuff, but it's also got some jump stuff that makes it able to jump faster. It's got a shadow injector that allows it to hack. It can detect hidden objects. This is not focused on combat yet. We're very much just a generalist. Later on, we want to rip out most of the stuff and just go full combat and put on like about 20-25 turrets on top of this thing and just pour damage down range. However, we can't do that just yet, but this is quite an improvement. I had to scale it down a bit so we could fit in a docking clamp on the front so that we can move asteroids about the place. And I put a little the hanger at the back because I want to do some playing around with fighters in the next episode. Yeah, I'm going to have to do another episode of this. I can't stop playing this game. It's not a good game or a bad game. It's not. It's not a great game, but it's just really got me hooked in, which maybe is a great game. You know what? I don't know. Let's go have a look and see. Oh, yeah. Basically, all of our cargo bay, when we deleted it, all of our cargo popped out of the ship. So I gotta hang around here for a minute until that comes back. Also, we're a little bit shy on people. We've scaled up quite a bit, so we're going to need a whole bunch more engineers and some more mechanics. We're actually good on pilots and miners. Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, cannon people? Wow, we actually have enough gunners. Did not see that coming. For funsies, we've decided to take out a distress call in the local area. Now, before, these guys have been rather hard to beat, and they have hurt us quite a bit. Ooh, well, that works. Well, they are tickling our shields. Ooh, like this is in one of the hardest sections. We do steer like a cow, which is a bit unfortunate, but that's okay. You, come here. Will you die? Hey, die for the... I think our new scaled up ship is much tougher than before. Oh my god. We don't even have to retreat at this point. We're just sort of staying here and blasting everything. I mean, it's not very, pretty. But this unicorn was not designed to be pretty. This unicorn was just designed to smash stuff and be, you know, brutally, stupidly efficient at what it does. We probably could do it a few more engineers, though, to speed us along, but for now, I'm just going to be pretty happy with it. Oh my god! This thing just shreds stuff. You, come here. And dead. Oh my... Right, I think we can call this a successful upgrade. I have spent far too long playing this game already, but I gotta get to the core. There's a core sector in here, and I've just figured out how I get in there, which is that mission I have to collect some legendary subsystems and do something with a research lab. I want to go in and see what tech is in there. Also, I want to finish off the amount of money we're getting in now is great, but once we get about another 40 or 50 factories up and running, we're going to have even more money. As well as that, I can now leave it running for about 3 or 4 hours. Like, queue up all the miners, let them off to do their thing, and I set them for 4 hours now. 1% chance they get caught, but I set them up for 4 hours, then you go away, you come back, you have more money to build more stuff. It's not quite X4, it's not Escape Velocity, it's not a bunch of those games, it's sort of like, you know those games where there's RPG elements to the weapons that drop, and you gotta kill a bunch of stuff to get those RPG weapons, or you gotta do a bunch of stuff? Well, it's kind of like that, but combined with X4, combined with bosses and a few things, and it's just... Ugh, just parts of it that really annoy me and parts of it that really like, but I can't stop. Oh, anyway, I'm going to cut this out here. One more episode tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed. Good luck.